Hello and welcome to Magic and Mystic, where we talk about anything that's magical, spooky, and of course, mystical. We are your hosts, Alana
and Agatha.
And today I'm going to take you on a dark journey to the Tower of London.
We will tell you what crystals we think aligns with today's topic. I'll also tell you a spooky story and tell you what the tarot cards are trying to tell us.
So, before we jump into it, how was your week?
It's not been too bad. Been a bit of an emotional roller coaster for me. But apart from that, it's not been bad.
Okay.
How was yours?
It was good, to be fair. I went to the gym twice this week.
Oh, yeah.
So I am starting to try and work out more because my jeans are getting tight and I do not want to buy more clothes because I'm tight.
Yeah. That wording.
So I went to the gym and my thighs today are killing. They are so sore.
You know, so last week we went on a little hike. It was, I don't know if it wasn't your first hike, I don't think, but it was my first hike. And we did the wild swim after that, and then we hiked back to the car. My legs, to be specific, my left calf hurt for days.
Really?
It felt so tight. So I think next time I need to do a proper stretch.
She says that, but I did make her climb up this massive hill and then down this questionable path.
I have a fear of heights, and that was very steep.
It was practically vertical, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had to hold on to a barbed wire.
It was only barbed wire at the top. If you hold it further down, it was fine.
And these wobbly wooden studs. Yeah, no great experience. The views was nice though.
It was really pretty.
When I did decide to look up, it was nice. Right, should we get into it?
Yeah, I was just about to say, do you want me to tell you about the Tower of London?
Yes, because this is one of them stories again where I know nothing about it.
Okay, so have you ever seen the Tower of London?
I used to live in London, so yeah, I did see it quite often.
Oh yeah. I always forget you used to live in London.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen it, and the one thing that you notice, first of all, is its size.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big, and you've just got to think that tower has seen so much history. It's seen laughter. Well, it's not seen laughter. It probably has, but with the amount of tourists that goes in, like, you wouldn't think of how much death, betrayal, the executions and everything else, and all the plotting that took place there.
Yeah.
William the Conqueror built this in 1078, and he didn't build it to inspire people, like the people that he ruled over, I suppose. He actually built it to strike fear and to make them obey.
Oh, wow.
So over the centuries, kings have expanded onto it with the spiraling fortress behind the River Thames.
Okay.
And put the high walls up and the prisons. So it's kind of been built and built and built. People's always added onto it. Especially with like secret passageways, royal apartments, and underground cells.
Ooh, spoopy.
Spoopy. So it became less of a castle and more a mountain of paranoia.
Yeah. Well, I can see that.
Like, I can imagine it was a big threat. Carry on and I'll throw you in the Tower of London.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it? I know you traveled to London quite a few times.
Yeah, I've been in it.
I never actually went in it. I don't think I went into any of the popular London spots. I just walked around. No.
To be fair, I really did like the Tower of London. So, with all its bloody history and haunting tower stories, there's one mystery about that tower that does actually really pique my interest because nobody knows the answer, and it's about the two princes who vanished.
Ooh, okay.
So the tale begins in 1483 during one of the darkest periods in England. the War of the Roses. So England was fractured by civil war between two royal houses, York and Lancaster, I think it was. So the power changed hands quite violently. And the brothers, the two missing princes, obviously were betrayed. They were only children though. So as you can see, because they was next in line to the throne, they was a target for everyone.
Yeah.
And then when King Edward died unexpectedly, his two 11-year-old sons were supposed to become king.
Yeah.
So because obviously there was two boys, I think it was Edward that was going to become the next king. The young princes were then brought to the tower for their own protection and to do a coronation. They was accompanied by I think it was their uncle, Richard of Shrewsbury. And then the boys vanished.
Shocker. So, and you're probably gonna say that next. So, if the boys don't become king, would it be the uncle that becomes it then?
Yes.
Mm.
At first, there was a bit of panic, but they were like, I'm sure they'll be safe. They're in this big tower. No one can break in. It's completely safe. But as time went on, they was like, oh, we've lost them. So then Richard declared the boys illegitimate because couldn't find them. And then took the throne for himself.
Oh, shocking.
And as you can tell, that created a lot of suspicion. The two boys were the only thing standing in his way.
Yeah.
But there was no bodies, no funeral, nothing was held. I kind of like it because, well, I don't like it, but some people say that the boys were buried under the spiraling staircase.
That's really sad.
It was, but there is a different version that says the boys basically got, what's the word? You know where you just like say, go away, be gone.
Well, like Jack and Jill and their parents when they left them in the middle of the forest.
Kind of. They think that they might have lived a life somewhere else.
Right. Okay.
So I want to believe that one. But it's kind of same with Anastasia. I still want to believe that she was the Romanov that didn't die. Oh my god, you don't know that story. So I will be covering that one at some point.
Come back for the next week's episode.
I think this is just going to turn into royals.
Yeah.
So I've just told you about the two princes. And there is another one that I really like. But that's only because it's about Henry VIII. And I love his wives.
Yeah, I just started singing the song in my head.
So, one of the most famous spirits that is said to haunt the Tower of London is Anne Boleyn. So, Anne Boleyn was Henry's second wife. And she was executed in the Tower of London in 1536 after being accused of treason, adultery, and incest.
Oh.
Yeah. She didn't do it. I don't care what anyone says. She did not do it. Henry was bored of her and wanted Catherine Parr, I think it was.
I feel like we very clearly discussed what our views on incest was in... What episode was it?
Oh, it was The Poet.
Newstead Abbey.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, according to legend, Anne's ghost walks through the Tower of London carrying her own severed head.
Oh, nice.
So, witnesses...
Lovely.
Lovely. Witnesses claim she appears near the Chapel Royal, where her body was buried. One story tells of a guard who encountered a pale figure gliding towards him at night. Terrified, he stumbled. Oh, no, okay. Terrified, he stabbed at the presence in front of him.
Yeah.
Only for the weapon to pass straight through.
I would have been so mad if I was that ghost.
I know. The guard apparently fainted on the spot and was nearly basically sacked.
Yeah.
For abandoning his post. Another chilling figure that is linked with the Tower of London is Lady Jane Grey,
Ooh.
and she's called the 9-Day Queen. And it's really sad. She was only a teenager when she was executed in 1554. And her ghost apparently still appears dressed in white near the Tower Green.
All right.
So I don't know if you know anything about Lady Grey.
Yes, actually. I've got a little bit of a story about her. So, you pretty much summed her up pretty well, so I'll skip that and skip to the ghost sightings.
Yes, please.
So, the ghost of the 9 days queen, often described as shimmering or shapeless white lady. Jane's apparitions evoked deep sorrow and innocence rather than terror. So people aren't really scared of her. They just see her as pure, basically. So the most famous modern sighting occurred on February 12th, 1957. Two tower guardsmen on sentry duty reported seeing a white spectral figure forming on the basements above them. Her ghost has also been spotted at the Salt Tower, sometimes appearing as a faceless young woman in white, gazing sorrowfully. Is that even a word?
Sorrowfully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorrowfully from a window. And some folks claims that on Christmas Eve, Jane appears in a horse-drawn carriage, holding her own severed head in her lap.
Aww. I feel really sorry for Lady Jane Grey. There's actually, I think it's either on Netflix or Amazon. So they've actually got like one of those. Do you know when it's very loosely based upon the historical facts?
Yeah.
And they've got one like that on there, like that's about Lady Jane Grey, but obviously it's got magic in it.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, it's really good. I think you might like it.
I will give it a go. The last few days I've been watching a lot of crime shows, so
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Saying that, did you know? Have you ever seen the painting of Lady Jane Grey?
I was just about to tell you that.
Was ya? I didn't know whether you knew that they were a painting or not.
Yeah, go on, you tell it.
Oh, it's just a painting, and it's her obviously looking for the execution block.
Yep.
But apparently she was very calm when she was doing it. Like she wasn't crying, she wasn't pleading, she was just taking it very elegantly.
Yeah.
And that's what the portrait kind of shows.
Maybe that's why her ghost isn't seen as scary, just innocent.
But there was somebody that did put on a show
Ooh.
before they got executed.
I feel like I would.
Oh, I would. So there is a story about Margaret Pole.
Okay.
Elderly and nearly blind, she was dragged to the execution inside the Tower of London after falling out of favour with Henry VIII, because we know how much he liked to kill. So legend says she refused to put her head on the block.
Yeah.
She screamed that she was innocent.
I don't know why more people don't do that.
While the executioner chased her around the scaffolding, like wildly swinging the axe, trying to get her. And her spirit is said to replay that event each year on the death of her anniversary.
That's scary though. Can you imagine you're going to see a Tower of London and it so happens to be her anniversary and you see a ghost just running around like a madman? Ugh.
Yeah, okay, that would scare me. But then again, everything scares me.
Yeah, same.
So, apart from all the deaths and the executions that took place around the Tower of London,
yeah.
Have you ever noticed that there's ravens there?
No.
Like, I know that you've never been, but the Tower of London has ravens.
All right.
And there's actually a folklore, a British supernatural legend around that.
Oh, okay.
So no one knows exactly where this legend began. They think it can be traced back to Charles II.
Okay.
I think. I know it was Charles, who supposedly ordered for the birds to be protected, after being warned that if all the ravens fled from the Tower of London, Britain would fall.
Ooh.
So what he actually did was he got their wings clipped so that they couldn't fly,
Oh.
and each bird had a caretaker.
Okay, that's not bad.
To be fair, I feel like even now they actually have a designated person to look after the ravens.
That's cute.
I think I did read that. So because of that, that's like a cute little folklore, which I quite liked.
Yeah.
So there is a like bizarre theory suggestion around the ravens,
Okay.
and some people think it's because they are tied to rituals
Oh yeah, yeah,
used
they
in
are.
ceremonies that could have been going on in the Tower of London like centuries ago. Others claim that there might be a society within it.
Okay.
Something to do with the monastery maintenance.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. So ravens are actually meant to be really smart, though, aren't they?
Yes. Very smart.
Did you hear that? I know it's not a theory or anything. I know it's actually true. But do you know if you like feed a raven every single day, it keeps coming back, and then it'll start bringing you little gifts,
Yep.
and you can actually train them.
You can do the same with crows. There's a crow at work that follows me around. Well, I say he follows me around. Every time I look up, there's a crow, so I'm thinking it's the same one. And when I'm on my lunch break, if I have any food with me, I usually throw him a little bit, and he always stares at me until I walk away, and then he goes and eats it.
I really like that. That's really cool.
I'm training myself a friend at work.
So, speaking of like birds and stuff, did you actually know that the Tower of London used to have a menagerie? I think that's how you say it, menagerie.
What's that?
So it's kind of like an exotic zoo.
Oh, okay.
The Tower of London had some of the strangest and most popular parts of history. Most people imagine the Tower of London only as a prison or execution site,
Yeah.
but over the centuries, it housed a royal menagerie. It was basically an early medieval zoo filled with exotic and often really dangerous gifts.
God.
And I say gifts because kings and high officials would gift kings animals.
Yeah.
It was kind of like to show how rich they were, I suppose,
Yeah.
and how well traveled.
As an animal lover, this hurts.
Yeah. So the animals were kept inside in the same grim fortress where prisoners were tortured and nobles were waiting to be executed. But can you imagine, like, walking through the walls and just hearing lions roar, like in the dark, and ravens crowing,
It's petrifying.
like scratching on wall?
Yeah.
That is stuff like nightmares are made of.
It really is.
So the menagerie actually began in the 12th century during the reign of King John
Okay.
and expanded under Henry.
Ugh.
It wasn't Henry VIII.
Okay.
So foreign rulers would often gift rare animals as a symbol of wealth or power, and owning an exotic animal was a way of showing dominance over nature.
Okay.
So soon as the Tower of London got, lack of a better word, they had lions, leopards, monkeys, elephants, bears, wolves, and massive birds. So one of the most famous stories involves a polar bear that was gifted to Henry by the King of Norway in 1252. The bear was apparently so large and difficult to contain that it was allowed to roam the tower grounds on a chain and even swim and fish in the River Thames.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking to myself, they are huge. How the hell do you fit an animal like that in a? I mean, obviously the tower is huge
It's
too,
big.
but
It's not that big though.
yeah, it's
Not
not
to hold
that
all them
big.
animals.
No.
But can you imagine, like, set the scene? You're a medieval Londoner standing on the bank. It's covered in fog, and then you just see a polar bear swimming through the Thames.
just rubbing your eye like, oh my god, I must be drunk. It's all that lead I've been breathing in.
Well, I know they did used to drink a very weak beer, didn't they, in England? Because they couldn't drink water.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the English water used to be so bad that they used to make this extremely weak mead. Because I think alcohol kills a lot of germs, so that
Yeah.
it was safe to drink. It was
Well,
like extremely weak though.
so they thought.
That's why we got so much work done.
Just dropping M&Ms everywhere. All right. Do you want me to tell you some stories that I found?
I would love for you to do that. And I can get my words out.
Righty. So, weirdly, I couldn't find that many stories, but the ones that I found are on obviously good old Reddit. The first one comes from the Reddit user deleted their account, so it just says deleted, unfortunately. But it's from a subreddit called r/paranormal, and it just says, I went to the actual Towers of London near 17 years old, and the tour guide took us down below to the torture chambers, and I was good near a rack, extremely gruesome device, and the hair on the back of my neck and arms stood up. One of my group saw this and moved towards me. Before they got to me, I felt something touch my hand gently and heard a very distinctive voice say, Help me, in a very scared manner. While this happened, the temperature dropped rapidly and the entire room felt out of focus. After leaving, the tour guide saw me pale and shaking as I was rolling a cigarette. He came over and asked if anything happened. I told him. He smiled and replied, We get that a lot. Random visitors and staff have it almost all the time. Some staff have requested different shifts to avoid going down there. All of this happened while standing near a torture device that had been refurbished for display purposes. The tour guide said people have felt something's touched them, heard voices, and have been pushed away from stuff when no one has been near them. I was there on an educational visit visit via a youth group. Till this day, I can't understand why me, out of the whole group of teenagers, I got the full whack of it. Others just noticed I was pale and my hair standing up on end.
Okay, so I know that you wasn't a fan of the menagerie.
No.
But by the 18th century, public attitude did change towards animal welfare and it was shut down.
Great.
So many surviving animals were moved to the nearby London Zoo.
Hey, I've been there. Probably the only place in London I've actually been to.
So that's what I have on the Tower of London. I did actually kind of want to go into a bit of folklore about crows, if that's good with you.
Yeah, I do love crows.
Okay, so long ago, before winter had a name and the world was said to be softer, the rivers moved freely beneath silver skies, forests stretched endlessly green, and animals spoke to each other as easily as people speak to each other now. Amongst them all, none was more admired than the raven. But the raven was not black then. His feathers shimmered with colours, deep blues, silvers, whites, greens, violets, every single colour. When it caught the sunlight, it looked like oil upon water. When he flew, the sky itself seemed to move with him. His voice was beautiful. Not a harsh croak like what ravens carry today, but a song so pure that people would stop and listen to them. And as you can tell, the ravens were so proud of this. Perhaps a little bit too proud, though. But this all changed when the great winter came. The snow began to fall, slow at first, drifting, but then slowly it became faster and faster, and it did not stop. Day after day, the world grew colder. Rivers froze solid, trees cracked beneath the ice, animals starved in silent forests, and smoke no longer rose from the humans' villages because there was no fire left anywhere on earth. For in these days, fire belonged only to the Sky Chief, an ancient spirit who lived beyond the mountains at the edge of the world. He kept fire hidden from humanity because he feared what mortals would do with it. So, the earth froze. Children cried from hunger. People huddled together in the dark while snow buried the world they once knew. Raven watched all this from the branches above, and though he was vain, he was not cruel. He saw mothers wrapping frozen hands around their children. He heard wolves howling from starvation. He watched old people close their eyes for the last time and never to wake again. Something inside him changed then, so the raven decided he would steal the fire. The other animals begged him not to. The Sky Chief was ancient and merciless. Many believed no creature could cross the frozen mountains and survive. But our raven's a diva, and she's very delulu, or he. But the raven only spread his wings and flew north. For days, he crossed blizzards so fierce they tore feathers from his body. Ice formed along his wings. Wind screamed like spirits against the mountain peaks. Still, he flew higher until finally he reached the house of the Sky Chief. Inside, the distant log burned, the only fire in the world. Some stories say the raven transformed himself into a speck of dust to slip through the cracks in a hole in the roof. Others say he became a pine needle and was carried in by the wind. But all versions agree on one thing: the raven was clever. He waited silently in the shadows until the Sky Chief fell asleep next to the flames. When he did, the raven seized the burning branch in his claws and escaped into the night. Immediately, the mountains erupted in fury. The Sky Chief awoke roaring. The wind turned violent. Snowstorms chased the raven through the sky as he flew south, carrying the burning branch. Smoke curled around him, blackening his shining feathers. Sparks scorched his throat. The fire burnt his beautiful voice until the song became rough and cracked forever. Still, the raven did not let go. Lower and lower, he flew across the frozen world while ash covered his body. By the time he reached humanity, his silver, oil-slick wings and feathers had turned completely black. His voice was broken, his beauty was gone, but the branch still burnt. The raven dropped the fire into the waiting hands of the people below, and the flames spread across the earth once more. Villagers lit their fires, ice melted from the rivers, warm returned to the world once again, and the people looked up to thank the beautiful bird who had saved them. Yet they only saw a dark shape against the wintry sky. From that day on, ravens remained black, coloured forever by smoke and sacrifice, and some old storytellers say ravens never truly regretted losing his beauty, because every time humans gather around the fire on a cold night, they still are holding the gift that he carried through the storm. So next time you're sitting next to a fire, thank the raven for his sacrifice.
It's really good. That got me into it. Damn. Right. Wow. So, to get into our ending segment, I guess, let me tell you about my crystal I chose.
Yes. What was it?
So, the crystal I chose is called Garnet. Garnet carries the deep red heartbeat of the Tower of London, a stone that feels as though it has drunk centuries of royal blood and whispered secrets. Its dark, wine-rich glow mirrors the tragedies that unfolded on Tower Green, from Anne Boyle's final breath to the quiet courage of those who walked to the scaffold. Scaffold? In folklore, Garnet protects warriors and nobles, making it a perfect echo of the Tao's long history of armor, rebellion, and sacrifice. It's a crystal that holds both loyal and betrayal in its core, pulsing with fierce, unforgettable stories that shape the Tower's legacy.
I think that one really fits into the Tower of London. That's a really good pick.
Thank you. Right, so, tarot cards?
Sounds good to me.
So the cards we have pulled, we actually got 5. We got 4 of Swords, Page of Wands, 9 of Wands, reversed Queen of Wands, and the Moon. So, from my perspective, it looks like, because I think me and Alana might have slightly two different perspectives. So, to me, it looks like you or whoever this is going to might be a bit reserved, might be a bit scared to maybe make a move. But there is a good man that is either in your life or there's someone that will have good news for you. But you're very hesitant to take the step, the leap. But it sounds like the news or the decision you have to make is good for you. But there might be hidden, maybe not hidden, but there might be mistakes on the way that might make you feel a bit scared. But I think you should take the leap. That's the way I see it, I think.
So we have one optimist here and one pessimist. So the way I see it, so the first one was a hermit, and I feel like with all the cards together, to me it's kind of telling a story. So you've got the hermit, and to me that's like you're not fully into it, something stopping you, because then you also have the Page of Wands, which, yes, this person might be a great person and he might be trustworthy and amazing, but then with the 9 of Wands, there's something stopping you, or both of you, for instance. So there's something in the way. And then with the upside down Queen of Wands, it's a lot of jealousy, and you're not exactly being yourself, you're being someone that you've not been before. And then the Moon, which is darkness and terror. And I feel like if you keep pursuing this, it's just not going to end well. Yes, we have 2 completely different versions of this.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you're the only one that knows your situation. So you're the only one that can read this and be, I feel like I fit more in with Agatha, the optimist. Or you can think, yeah, I kind of see where Alana's coming from with that. So I think that is all that we've got for today.
Yeah.
So we hope you have a amazing weekend.
And we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Bye.